know you're on my phone.
I'm on your phone, so I don't know
Well,
exactly.
well, let's just say hello.
Well, we'll say hello. Catching the replay. I'm Steve.
Look, I'm upside down. I'm Mark.
SmokeySteveAndMarc. Welcome back. So, hello everybody. Hello and happy Saturday.
It is Saturday, the day before Easter.
The day before Easter, Holy Saturday.
Yes.
There's nothing else to do on Holy Saturday, is it?
No,
like
it's
Good
a real
Friday, you
calm
fast,
day.
and then
Happy Easter, everybody. This
Yes.
is my little calm. I'll be here in spirit today.
Mark's gonna be here
I'm
in
gonna put
spirit.
him right. You can't see him, but he's
I'll throw
here.
it away when he leaves.
I know. Yeah, he will. He will.
Hey, what can I tell you? Jay, hello. Andy, hello. Cassandra, hello.
Have a good live stream, everybody. I'll see
Mark
you when I
won't-
get back.
Mark won't be staying. We'll check in with him later.
I gotta
So-
go to the old apartment and make sure everything's okay.
I know. Hey, Gypsy Blue, Shaken, Dawn, Melissa, Amanda, Puppy Zubreeze. Chocolate holiday, exactly. I'm looking forward to it. I don't do a lot of chocolate, but like chewy, gummy fruit things like Skittles, and as long as I have teeth, I still like them. I believe it's a bunny gnome. Yes. Channel mascot. Bunny gnome. So, happy Easter to you, Seafood. Oh, good, leopard kitties. Well, we're happy to have you here. We're just getting ourselves acquainted. So, Jarella, hello. That's what she. I just finished a video with. Wow. Bobblehead, hello. Another person from Australia. Not usually awake when you guys are on. Well, good. Sarita, Susie, hello. Filling up a little bit fast. First time I managed to catch. Oh, Asher too. Okay, cool. Well, welcome. We are still in good spirits, more or less, I guess. Hey, Tara. As you can see, we're still in the same location that we've been in for like a week and a half. So here we are. I don't observe Easter, but my family does. So Mark and I are gonna go have like Easter dinner with my parents. They're making a turkey, I think, which I prefer to ham personally, but that's could get to fists. We don't want that. But that's all plans that we have for it. So no, my mom's cute and makes Easter baskets. She's always done that stuff ever since we were kids, and it never stopped. So that's the Easter plans. That's what's going on this end. Eating chocolate, possibly packing. We'll see. So Meepstress, hello. How are you? So Marlene, hello. We're doing okay. I'll give you guys the quick update before we dive into the pool. We're still at the hotel. We're still here. We're going to be here. The plans had changed. I think last you guys heard, or that we said we're going to be staying until checking out Tuesday of this week from here. So we had been staying here most of the time, all the time, and then plan to go move in on Tuesday. So we're going to stay here tonight, Sunday night, Monday night. Monday I'll work from home, and a lot of the stuff we did pack sort of already. So it should be, hey Orca, it should be good. It should be good. It should go quick. I'm going to have to miss 1 or 2 days of work unpaid, but that's just because they've been generous up to this point with my time off. So that's not really that's not that big of a deal. For the trade-off of them allowing it, I was very grateful. So that's perfectly fine. Hey LA, how are you? Husband makes an Easter basket. That's sweet. That's cute. Yeah, Mark's likes stuff like that. Like, you don't get a gift, you get a gift basket. You know, that kind of thing. It's like Titanic. It'll all be over soon. They've been fine. I think Bandit had a fur ball, or maybe 2. And they're doing okay. We're going to see them tomorrow. We were kind of hesitant to seeing them leaving and then seeing them again because it could be a couple days until we have the place kitty-proof and safe for everybody to come in so they can hang out. Plus, it'll be a new place to them. It's a big shock. So we want to try to do it gingerly and maybe have a home for things like their box and their toys, and this is where their food will be, and have that set for them to come in. So they'll be a little more comfortable, hopefully, from the start. Oscar spent 3 months in a closet when he moved. So dessert was good. LA. We went to National Bakery in Scranton and got a ridiculously good mix of desserts, and it was whatever. It was just so good. It was so good. Made my day. So thank you everyone for joining us. Today is a Saturday, so we're going to catch up with our fair lady, Chantal, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, The Daily Chantal, Chantopoulos, Shala, Chantal, period, and her new ASMR channel that she used to comment on her old channel with. I don't know, something like that. So, hi Lisa. Target. Be careful, you can fill up the whole cart at Target really, really quick. So, I have about 6, 7, 8 bullet points. We're going to be talking about, her activities over the last week and some of the things that kind of cropped up. Chantal, period. You have to look it up that way. The first day, that she changed it over, if you put in Foodie Beauty, it still showed that, and it'll creep down, but it's a little harder to find. Somehow she gained another 100 subscribers, but people sometimes buy those. Sometimes people find out the context of the situation and change their mind quickly after subbing and then watching some video. That's very possible too. Views on her channel are still in that, it's, was it 92.7, 92.8, somewhere in that range. And the couple's channel never hit 10K. It froze in the 9,000 range and has gone up by 50 to 100 a month maybe since then. So it's creeping and freezing. And I think it didn't get to the number of views they would want with their video. And now she's putting stuff a little bit on Couple's channel. She'll put up a community post and say, we're going to do a Q&A. It's going to be on this other channel. And then we're going to do ASMR and it's going to be on another channel. She struggles to keep content on one. She struggles. Yeah, that was egg on the face. It's like you were congratulating yourself in your own chat. And even with her planted comments, there was only 3 or 4 that were nice. When you look into one of her community posts and you see it's got like, we'll say what's generous, it'd be like 200-300 thumbs up on a community post of hers. I don't know. I guess it's activity, on the channel. But when I think about not potentially 90,000 plus people could be watching, potentially. And out of that, 150 of them can be bothered to agree with some point she makes and put a thumbs up on it. So the Beezers have condensed, I believe, a little bit. But you'd have to be of a certain persuasion to be okay with being lied to this much. It's probably a lot easier for people who aren't in her life because you don't deal with direct consequences other than lapses in content. If you're emotionally invested on some level in watching, whether because you love her or you hate her, it still brings the ups and downs of it. Her cycle's kind of turned into everybody's entertainment. But that's not to say that she has a problem like a disability or mental health concern that she would, necessarily need to get out of accountability with. So 150 sock accounts. That's so hey, Davino, thank you. Happy Easter. It's her prerogative. People buy subs, but like you might as well buy your own trophy, like buy everything right up until the end and then let it roll over into 100,000. Numbers I think matter to her a lot, especially when she compares her own channel to like French Fry Girl or to Charlie Gold or to, well, not Charlie Gold so much. Chantal sees the number of subs, and to her, that is winning. That is winning. The income is not winning. For her, it's not. Other people can do 3 times what she does, Buy your own trophies. I come from a generation where we didn't do that. Now everybody gets a trophy. I get stuck in line behind guys buying lotto tickets a lot, and they have the strangest conversations. I don't come from the culture of we all get trophies, but if you need one to make yourself feel special, do that. Buy the $100,000 plaque. Don't spend that much trying to buy subs. God forbid make content and just interest people in watching. That works too. It doesn't have to be manipulated. It doesn't have to be provoked. It doesn't have to be, where's my trophy? Exactly. Where's my parade? So the bigger part of the last week, 2 weeks, would be that she left and came back and left and came back, and she left YouTube, and it's really for good this time, and then she left again. Cher's victory tour, last run, and she just keeps going and going. It became its own joke as it was happening. So there was like zero seriousness taken by anybody when she said she was quitting. It had been suggested, I think we mentioned it a couple weeks ago, and I've heard other people suggest it too, that her quitting all the time, hey T girl, what's up? Her quitting all the time is actually a little dog whistle to Sala, because she's breadwinner, she's moneymaker, and if he pisses her off and she threatens to quit, he'll bend. To quit, he'll bend, and he'll, because he's kind of, I don't know. Ever since Fix Your Hijab, he's seemed to be a little less interested in her. I don't know how else to put it, as I fix my hat. So Chantal said her fashion show was going to be a parade. Yeah, the oversell, queen of oversell. He plays the piano, she says, as he plucks out Yankee Doodle. He's a chef, she says, as he makes nachos out of lasagna noodles. Like, she oversells these big things. How about humble? How about it? Even his perfume business. Oh, it's so large, and I don't need to work anymore. Why you got 4 channels? You don't need to work anymore. What's the interest? And I think, as far as being a bit karmic, hey RC, as being a bit karmic of sorts, that she now can only make good money on the kind of content that pisses her off and forces her to watch reaction channels so she can find out what's happening and then rebut. So humility is not her strong suit. She reminds me, I used to do the 12-step thing because I drank a little, don't look shocked. And there was like all these, sayings and platitudes and everything that goes like that. But I don't think, so quitting YouTube is Pavlovian in a manner of speaking. She gets a reward every time she quits. Every time she quits, she gets something new. Not like the iPhone, that was delete community posts that would even suggest she was anything less, and then replacing them with these life haters can go to hell. Camera, it's 4K. He bought her this thing. She didn't like it, apparently, and then gave it to him. Now, it's suspected she bought it in the first place to give to him, to give to her. Real love, real relationships don't need to have that shit scripted. It just happens between two people who care about each other. And I know there's limited physical contact allowed. I'm not suggesting that she should flaunt that and put herself in danger. Her mouth would get in trouble more than anything. But like, chill, like, relax about it. Trophy wife, I don't think she knew what trophy wife meant. So I think she probably, you're right, Jay. I think she gave him money and that was it. Yeah, the thinking for some was that the Samsung filters were just so much better than the ones from Apple. And she didn't like it because she looked like her. Chantal in 4K isn't something she's used to seeing all the time. It's a reason to refuse glasses. So yeah. Oh yeah, Ramadan, a time of modesty and prayer and fasting and stuff. And let's go to Burger King in the afternoon. Let's go to Burger King before we go to the gym. Let's make a gym video filled with fast food. Now, if I'm a gym person looking for a gym video and I pull up Chantal eating at a Kuwaiti Burger King, I'm going to get something different than I thought, probably. Just that. The jump cuts to Sala paying. Oh my, it's so performative, but I think, she's a good manipulator. Per her. She's a good manipulator. Brought it back around again where she's got more people, more VIBs to keep her afloat. No matter what. She doesn't even make members only content anymore. There's no members only, like, she doesn't do that stuff. These are people who are paying to engage in her channel under different terms than she's using now. So TikTok, she's gone. As far as everyone, TikTok, she has actually left. Consolation wife, I'm fucking dead. Yes. Leaked her newest Instagram username. The DMs that were with, okay, so the French fry girl, right? Okay, they're it's not good, bad. They're just two people online. No one's an angel, no one's a devil. Exactly. By character, by behavior, though, yeah. So she's talking about, she doesn't like her. She doesn't like French fry girl. for a lot of reasons, mostly because she can do 4 times financially with Chantal's content than what Chantal can do. That's not losing Chantal's money. No one's watching Chantal's video on French Fry Girl's channel because solely because they just want to give Chantal the view. It's because they would never watch Chantal's channel. They would always find somewhere else to see it. The Beezers, yeah, for whom they have a cologne now. Oh, so that's going in the works too. So that perfume business in the spray bottle accounts like, I don't know. There's a dollar discount store in the Scranton Mall, and they sell stuff like cheap underwear, knockoff Keds, brand X spices, cookies from other countries, things like that. That looks like the kind of scent and room freshener that you would buy in a store like that, and it would probably sell for about $3.99. But again, overselling things. It's a business. He's in the what is it? Vanilla something? Oh, how original. Vanilla something red. Like not at all like anything she ever says. She's like, "Oh, I love it." Hates it. But the oversell of it. He has this huge company. Why don't you just, the guy who probably makes those kind of room freshener perfumes and sells them to these crap stores probably makes a little bit of money. Enough to continue to do it. Yes, I apologize for the low quality. I know. Give me a second. Hold on. This will be doing this for a little bit of time. So, Rose, which she can't stand. She can't stand it at all. No. And that was going to be the pilot. That's what they're going to put out first. That means shit to anyone in Kuwait. It only means it to the 8 or 9 people who are sub to it. And they don't ship internationally. So who the hell is going to buy this stuff? And where are they going to spend the money? And what are you going to do with it? I mean, I think Girl Scouts can run a better hustle trying to sell cookies, but you're all jealous of my life, my husband, the fact he can support me. Thing is, though, Chantal assumes people are like a little more dumb. French fry much? And that she's smarter. So when she goes about, trying to make a video, I'm going to here. Oh, yeah, my circumstances. I'm sorry. People like Girl Scout cookies. But people won't even buy this shit out of pity. I don't think. You won't even get some bees or someone to put it on. Any of that shit. It's not going to happen. And that could be a modest business, and it could be a good business. But no, she has to tell everybody it's this fragrance empire, and that she's taking, orders. None of that's happening. She thinks people don't see like what's happening. And then when people do see what's happening and comment, she acts like it was private footage divulged. Not to say she was exposed, but she goes on as though the things that are being discussed in that video are way too personal for YouTube. I know how many times you had gonorrhea. Ain't nothing too personal for YouTube. So, well, the hope is that I think when she deletes all those like severe community posts where she sounds, when she's not manipulating, when you get her unfiltered, that's Chantal. Everything else she told us is a manipulation. So let's put that on its own here too. Either she said she's manipulative and it's true, or she's lying about being manipulative and she's lying. There's no answer to come back with that works. So yeah. All right, let's see. She quit. TikTok's gone. The name change from Foodie Beauty to Chantal, period. Do you think she figured she would never get to Kuwait? Maybe she thought she wouldn't go through with it. But Sala bought her a new, yes, Kathy. So her new phone we can discuss. Sala got her a phone for her birthday, $1,500 iPhone. Okay. And she bragged about it and how much it's going to be the next channel's it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be crystal clear. You think she wants a crystal clear phone? She doesn't even put it on the other one that she has. So she looked a little rough, I guess, to her taste. And now we're back at Samsung. She didn't like it, so she gave it to him. So he bought himself a phone, pretending he knows she doesn't like an iPhone. She said she doesn't like iPhones. I don't either. She's a Samsung person. I am too. I like it better. I'm more fluent in it too. And either he got her a present that he knew she wouldn't like and she'd just give back, or she bought a present to give to him to give to her, which he gave back. Either way, I think Chantal's money was spent on an iPhone she doesn't have. At the end of all those transactions, you have her giving him a $1,500 iPhone. Either his money or hers was spent. But she looks not well physically, not being hateful. No, Andy, I know what you mean. Something looks, when the filter's on, she's blotchy. You know, she looks puffier in the face. I know the hijab has a, you know, trying to hide stuff, but filters and that can only hide so much. Her being constantly out of breath. Her swollen cheek concerns me a little, and I have like two theories about the swollen cheek. Either she's exaggerating it and pulling this back a little further to create discussion like we're having now, or remember Life by Jen, rest in peace? That towards the end, she was gaining so much weight that she was having asymmetry with the weight gain. And one side of her face was bigger than the other, and it didn't matter if she looked this way or this way. As far as she had explained, it was a consequence of obesity. Chantal's obese. You know, there's only so many times you can dodge a bullet and make a superior post and comment about how you're right and everyone's wrong. And yeah, to be perfectly happy with yourself, to be completely okay, is what Chantal advocates. That kind of thing. And yet covers herself head to toe. And her head, conveniently at a time where her chins look large and she's bald. Do we think that could have been the motivation? That and Natter? Natter's always in there. I don't care what she does with Sala. I don't give a shit that she's married. Natter is always in the loop somewhere. And she keeps it from Sala because he probably doesn't know what to look for, doesn't know how to find it. So, and she probably doesn't want him digging through her old phone. So, yes, LA, she had the same thing. One was swollen, and it was close. She passed not long after. Now, she was having some more she disclosed that she had some more health problems, and Jen intermittently went to doctors to get checked out and stuff like that. But, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's really bad. Yeah, Natter is always in there. He is. He's always in there as some of the reason. Whatever she's doing, she's hoping Natter's watching and is getting jealous. When Dee Dee started looking a little rough, I thought she'd try to weasel her way back in there. But, I mean, I'm positive she's sweating nonstop. Yeah, she's not going to make it very well into the summer. It can get up to like 120 in Kuwait. That's hot, especially when you're from Canada. So your perception of temperature might be a little bit altered. You know who looks awful? Candy. Yeah, she's looking a little rough. She's looking a little rough. Bodies only last so long. You know, they can only take so much. Things start to give out system by system by system. Whether you're overeating or undereating, either or. She's too broke for Natter. True. She would fly back in a minute if Natter thought that he wanted her. I agree with that. It would just happen. She would just be gone, back. She'd disappear for a week, show up somewhere at a relative's house or at a hotel, and she'll say a friend's coming over. Only sluts make friends that fast. So I tend to think that that's not what's going on. All the girls are looking rough. Hey, Sweet and Low. They all are. Amber Lynn is looking the most vibrant and lifelike of them. Chantal is very pale. And actually, when Chantal had dyed her hair blue-black, it was her own hair, too. And she had it cut to about here with the very pale face. This was like the cocaine era. So she started looking like people that use coke. The makeup gets severe. The hair might be a different color. And she looked great, you know, using the skater dress, which I blame myself for Natter because she said I said on your first date, wear the skater dress, the pink one. And she did. And look what happened. I feel responsible on a level for causing that for her. But she looked great. She used to clean up very nice. And I know that, you know, modesty conveniently is more lazy in many ways. You know, cover me up. There's dirt all over her abayas and stuff, using, like, I don't know. Amber is too. Amber is too. No, Ashley, you're cool. We're just BSing, you know. Skater dress, it kind of goes down a little, what is it? It had sleeves with it. It's like flared at the bottom, and it caught her. She's got she has a high and a low waist, like very high and very low. It starts from about here. But yes, I did it, Andy. If she thinks enough, maybe she will blame me. It has to be somebody's fault. It'll be mine. I encouraged her. But she did. She looked absolutely stunning. At that point, and I can still sort of separate, and I was able to compartmentalize different parts of Chantal at the time and be like, she's attractive when she wants to be. And she has a nice voice when she wants to. But she uses four of them like she has a mental health concern rather than just being different tones that she keeps on each channel. So, hold on. Little dry mouth. Pink dress, black boots. Yes, Live Light. I thought she looked great. But this was during a time where she was lying about a lot of stuff that was happening. And I've been a lying, substance abusing person. But the lying didn't stop when she stopped using. So it was kind of around before it predates it. So it's not really a function of having an addiction type problem. Yes, the Pepto one. I thought it was fine. Look, she's only got so many options. Yes, a lot of flare over the hip. She didn't have a lot of options. That is what it is. Should she? I don't know. It doesn't seem to matter now. She's just wearing leggings, Skechers, and something to cover her from her chin to her ankle. So the narration voice is nauseating. It seems like there's this kind of like, I'm going to educate you tone, which is not warm. It doesn't invite me to hear what she wants to say. Nor do I want to watch ASMR of her sticking her phone out the window. Like, I don't know who's going to watch that exactly. I'm sure the people who love it, but, it's infuriating to a degree. I get more like, I have this kind of amused curiosity with her life anymore. It's like, what an interesting decision to make. Condescending. Very much the tone of that post about, here's why I can explain to you why my husband doesn't look like he loves me. A kiss on the forehead, and then she puts up some things, and then tries to use other information to justify her own. This is what happened with Evie, too. Information came that he had a discussion with Chantal. Chantal took those DMs and made them public because it would be hurtful to French Fry Girl, she believed. So did this dude know he was getting involved in that, talking to Chantal? No. Who solicited whose comments? And who was running with it? It was ridiculous. It was so manipulative. It was entirely self-serving. And it was inconsiderate to the other guy. Now, Chantal blankets the whole of YouTube and says, they're all this and that way. So I'm no worse than anybody. That's worse than people. There's people who are reactors that even if they have DMs vindicating something, don't show it because they want to protect the privacy of a private conversation. Otherwise, you would have had your hit job. Not necessarily innocent, but she went above and beyond. Yeah. Thank you, Bills Mary. Yes, we're in a hotel. We didn't redecorate the house like a Best Western. We'll be in a new place hopefully Tuesday. That's when the lease is signed. I will give credit to the landlord we're working with. He's prorating the rent. It's nice to have that happen and not have to suggest it because that's weird. But so, hey, Mr. McPhoebe. Let's see. So she's off TikTok. She quit and returned. The name change is only affecting finding her just a little bit. So Chantal period. Her brand is Foodie Beauty. Foodie Beauty is the picture of self-indulgence. It's a new millennial Caligula type thing. Just food, sex, satisfaction, and nonstop. So, oh God, I'm living in a hotel. I don't get. Well, thing is though, that's the thing. This is what happened to us. We were left at a condemned building and had to find somewhere to go. So we went to a hotel. We are fortunate to be in the circumstances that we are. We're very fortunate. It would be very not us. So Best Western isn't bad. I lived in a modified Best Western my entire sophomore year of college in Philadelphia. She said it's not that deep. Chantal really thought she did something smart, but she wasn't able to do it without hurting someone else. And she didn't care if that other person felt any sort of way about it because the purpose was to upset French Fry Girl. So she's manipulative. She'll get what she wants and she'll step on you to do it. And she doesn't care if you're upset and she doesn't care if you're mad because she decides on a day she decides all is fair, she runs her mouth. 2 days later, when she doesn't like the feedback, she takes down the video. The French Fry Girl set? No, we're in a different hotel chain. I don't watch French Fry Girl much. Only if it's hugely dramatic between her and Chantal, then I'll watch. I mean, during the cat stuff. I was going back and forth between the two, just to make sure I'm getting two sides of a story. Now, someone would not have had to watch Chantal long enough to understand that that cat stuff was like fine. So, honey, hello. And we don't have the Motel 6 set. So, BBJ Day was very dramatic for everybody. I kind of was like, hey, hey, hey. Yeah, Chantal will, with no boundaries, use another person. And because it met her end, she thought it was better. I'm sure her version is that, hey, he just agreeing with me. She didn't look upset and he didn't sound too bothered. But Chantal thought she got like a slam dunk with that. And then gets caught doing it. Like, it's such a loser move. Like, you gotta make up your own people to comment on your own videos. It's not cool. Like, it's sad. It's sad, especially when you consider how many people are watching and how many are even willing to disclose anonymously with a thumbs up that they like the video or they like her. So, just got the nails trimmed again after 5 weeks. Vet said it had been a year for. Oh, the baby. I miss mine. We're going to see the kitties tomorrow. We're going to Grandpa's. So, to us normal humans being here, Chantal must be very. Yes. So, let's see. Her gym vlogs. Gym vlogs were another that came up this week. And the gym vlogs, there was like 2, maybe, and then nothing much after. And it was a lot of Sala lifting big weights in the gym. Because Sala's more of a swimmer's build who doesn't swim. Friends I have who work in the fitness, whatever, they call him like he's not fat, he's slender almost, but the weight that is on him is like bone and fat with the tummy and everything. She thinks he's an Adonis and that we should all think so too. So I'm gonna take that for what it's worth. But Chantal also thinks the same of herself. So Kia's funny. Kia's funny. I don't watch a lot of Kia, but nothing I've ever seen on her channel to me was deliberately shaming, too far over the line. Not a fair use. I mean, everything seems like on the up and up, and she's funny. You know, I think Chantal has said before there's haters and there's haters. I'm thinking like Michael B. Petty. You know, that was a little bit different. I would love to be skinny fat. I'm just like, you know, slightly over moderately average fat. Well, at least I'm not bitter. So, name change the gym vlog. So I don't think she'll be going to the gym. I think that it was probably wrapped up together with, for Ramadan, I'm going to eat nothing all day and work out and even a person who has like an eating disorder or that kind of thing. You can't just go into those things lightly. My thought was that she would manipulate the fact that she had some mental health issues to say it relates to food to justify eating during the day, because then she'll binge at night and she'll get big and she hates herself. And so at the end of that whining, she eats during the day and no one says anything, because it's not enough to just do it. She has to be unbothered by people mentioning it too. I can probably lift what Sala lifted. Yeah. Reek. Mark, bless his heart. Sometimes his body doesn't work 100%. And he could put up more weight than that. I'm positive. I'm positive. So, just a theory. True. I think I agree, Bobblehead. I believe she's probably sleeping during the day. And her day and night are like switched. And then he comes home and unlocks the door and she can get out. I don't know. The rich don't require muscles. She doesn't. Well, I mean, it's like, you ever see a really like nasty, ugly guy, but he's got some money, so the person with them doesn't look that bad, because maybe they don't have gold digger dreams. Maybe just like, you know, copper digger dreams. Something a little more modest. Majorette vibes when he tossed. Oh my. I'm dead. I hadn't even thought of that. Chantal thinks she comes across as unbothered. That's the thing. I only heard her once or twice say, "Do you guys get shit in your inbox every day? That fucking hurts." And it was the only time she sounded sincere about maybe having a hard time with it. Everything now is a manipulation. She doesn't get emotional on camera unless there's a predetermined reason that she needs to add tears to send whatever message that she wants to send. People get sick of that shit. You know, doctors can tell who comes into the ER for attention and who's actually, you know. So I don't see her going to them. I think Ramadan's just a wash at this point. And as long as it stays off camera, she can act like it never happened, you know. That's kind of the thing with YouTube. Mark and I were talking about taking notes. We both work in mental health. And the thing is, if it's not written, it never happened. If there's no video of it, she likes to think it never happened. So she deletes and gets rid of things. And hopefully enough people will fall in love with her and believe her bullshit that everyone else, despite the variety of opinions and perspectives of the individuals who don't like her, that everyone's wrong. Everyone's got it wrong. Ramadan and Chantal sleep during the day. If I can't eat, I want to be unconscious. So, talking like an old kung fu movie, your mouth doesn't match the words. I apologize. We are 36. Tan, if you can't, for joining, and thank you for staying too, because it is difficult to watch a video that breaks up a lot of the time, even if you're just listening. So Chantal connecting with the creator, we had said, who she then put the stuff out about. I don't know if I can say enough how selfish I think that is, how incredibly selfish it is to do that. I know I mentioned manipulative, but it betrays a lot about a person. It reveals a lot about a person when they do something like that. Who's important, who's not? What's your motive, what's not? Spite and an attempt at revenge was somehow what she thought she was going to get there. She thought she was going to make French fry girl cry. She didn't care what this guy looked like because he was just a pawn on the board. That kind of manipulation and shit is so disgusting, so vile, really. You know, even some of the prettiest people, I'm not saying anyone's pretty, can be vile on the inside, and it takes away from it. It takes away. All of a sudden, someone with nice eyes doesn't look like they have nice eyes when they're squinting all the whole time and doing that. I don't know. Bobble, I think, you know, there's a lid for every pot. There's two kinds of guys, I think, that go out with particularly large women, like super morbidly obese. There's guys that like it, like maybe not fetishy, but that's like what gets them off. That's what they like. Or otherwise, it's a guy who doesn't care what the woman he's with looks like. It doesn't matter her height, her weight, her style of clothing, maybe her age. So that's a little more open. If he says, I like you for you, that's fine. If he says, I like you because you're fat, then you're just an object. And if you're fine with that, you know, cool. When she got BBJ, oh my God. I loved it. I loved it. Whenever Sala talks, she's nodding. And Sala's not, why she seeks out people who are like broke, in transition, have sketchy citizenship status, and she's wanting to get the most attractive. She paid and traveled, and this was the best she could do. So, I don't know. So we talked the iPhone. The fast food that she did in the vlog, of course, we mentioned going to Burger King while she's been trying to work out. She said that was just edited together. It wasn't exactly what it looked like. They didn't go to Burger King and then go to the gym. But I think, like, I mean, what else are people supposed to think? And people that are on like a serious, you know, spiritual, physical, mental, mind, body, spirit change, you know, to do it for 2 days and then quit. Like, how disrespectful to the people that she hangs out with. She's dragging him to the mall during the day. Oh, no one's out here. That's because the devout are doing other shit because it's Ramadan. Sometimes it's so hard to watch Chantal. The shows, like, I already don't think Sal was nice to her. You know, my feelings about Chantal aside, I don't think if that's your husband, paid for or through love, should not poke like that because you can tell it bothers her. It's not a usual ribbing back and forth. She doesn't get digs in with him. He gets them on her and she giggles like it doesn't bother her. And then when it starts to bother her, she's going to quit YouTube. So he comes back and kisses her ass because he doesn't want to be broke either. And she comes back on and says, you know what? I'm just going to rise above the drama I created. Come in, make a mess, leave. So I can't imagine sitting in, you know what? Working from home with me got to be challenging after a while. So, but like, I can't imagine sitting around all day with nothing but my phone. I work, I'm clean, not 600 pounds. I think, she had Pete's to do a lot of stuff for her. And I don't see Sala going to the door to get her food. You know, the fact that they even go to Burger King seems like a treat, but either he loves her the way she is, or he loves her for being big and he doesn't care, you know, if he might like that she's big, or he might not care what she looks like, and it's not important for him as far as falling in love. You pay me 9 grand, if in the scummier days of my life, I would have pretended to be in love with you too. He's like in his 20s with no prospects and nothing going on but a perfume business. And she thought she struck gold, led us to believe that he was, you know, whatever. Skinny fat. Yeah, skinny fat. So then on chocolate, all those candy that she got for him because he likes treats. I don't know how faithful Saleh is himself. I mean, there's different levels of devotion, I'm sure, because he's out with her during the day. You know, he's out doing things during the day. But then I think I know, he said in his 20s. He's 20s. She's closing in on 40, so it's a little bit different. Hey, Donna. She's a little different stage of life. I would ask a 40-year-old woman like that, what are your motivations in dating why can't he get a 20-year-old woman? What's on his end? What was he left standing there with and was like, hey, she's okay. She'll do. You know. And I really have a hard time. I understand that she says 2 months max. You know what, MK? I don't think you're too far away. I think it's not going to go that long. She still has the tourist visa. She can't stay again for another long time, unless I'm misunderstanding. Unless there's other stuff that's been going on with immigration. It was 90 days, had to go back 90 days, or they can go somewhere else and then go back. But her loopholes that she found in the citizenship process, when people deal with that, they don't like the they don't like the word loopholes. That means cheating. That means crime. That means I didn't do something I was supposed to do, which will get me in a desired outcome that I don't deserve. So you lie, you know, you lie. Whatever. iPhone, the new ASMR channel. Not other ways. Yeah, why are either of them, either she was looking in the Middle East and had her settings set to there, or he was looking in Canada. What do you think he was looking in Canada for? He can find a Muslim woman there. So what would Chantal have that maybe they wouldn't? Or why wouldn't, I don't know. But he's getting weirder. I thought he was kind of attractive at first, but you know, Canada's full, no return. Yeah, right at capacity. Right at capacity. Now, America, they're strict with him, you know. I know, milk tea, and there was another reactor I was following because she has lived experience in that region. I wouldn't trust Chantal's truth about Kuwait at all because it's probably stuff she Googled while she was home all day. I understand she's afraid to go out during the day. It might be kind of scary. It's a lot of differences. But, you know, do you live there or not? You know? I don't respect the channels that come down hard on them. What's the purpose of this? Coming down is not so challenging. They make decisions singularly and as a couple that people find objectionable. And in the absence of a place to talk about it on her channel, people find other reactors to talk about it. You know, it's not my whole life. I'm not kicking out Chantal videos at 4 a.m. Kuwait time to hopefully piss her off. You know, I have a scheduled regular where we sit down and either I have a video or we sit and chat. So if she goes into jail, she'll lose weight. I don't think, and yeah, I think she'd be singled out for her size and probably maybe her skin color, depending on that. She says that she's Muslim. You know, if she's in a locked facility, they might try to hold her to that. Might try to hold her to that. But yeah, better looking than Natter. He is okay. I will give Solid this. He looks better than Natter. Natter was a different kind of skinny. He was fat skinny or anything. He was like meth skinny, meth fat. Like that's not a swimmer's build. That's an emaciated person who seems to have a lot of energy all the time and is prone to anger. So that wouldn't fly in the pokey. No, her diva attitude, she's not going to go in jail. She'll be in protected custody, of course, because the first thing she would do, I think French Fry Girl has among the harshest things to say. The ones that I usually see that come through my feed. It's French Fried Girl, YouTube Underground comes up with like super critical stuff, and then Charlie Gold also. Um, limits are limits. Chantal has very few of her own. You know, would anything a reactor said in a video that was within fair use but maybe unkind compare to manipulating another creator to expose another person and not give a shit about the person you got your information from? If it bothers them, if they care, if they want to be involved in it, it was selfish to that end. And as someone who's that selfish, you wonder how they stay married, because ultimately her priorities, she's number one. You know, and that's not self-love and self-advocacy. That's selfish, self-centered. Damon, isn't Paul oh, isn't he the best? Isn't he the best? His videos are long. I usually listen, but I don't know. She's not married. I don't believe she's married. Sending her crew to fix others' work. Yeah, because she thinks she's somebody because a few people think she's perfect. I don't know. Docs, not fix. Yeah. There's plenty of, yeah, rhetoric aside, Andy, is what I would say. For the stuff that she says and presents, you want to read a transcript, you're going to read some truth. If you're going to watch it, you're going to get lost in the volatility and the vitriol and all that stuff. But French Fried Girl helped rescue a sick animal. And the animal needed help, according to the owner, who calls that an oversight. That's neglecting. You neglected to notice. You neglected to notice that oversight. And French Fried Girl has it and says he's doing care. And of course, Chantal, oh, it's a disgusting place. The first picture, which was almost identical to the second that she showed on the smoky blanket, when Chantal was trying to sell us on the good decision she made, she said they looked comfortable. When she realized that she got punked, then all of a sudden, smoky blanket, dirty house, cat doesn't look happy. Whatever. It is. That was probably one of the more transparent attempts at manipulation that Chantal will do. Take one set of circumstances identical to another and try to, no. You didn't see that. This is what you saw. You're confused. Gaslight. So. You know, I'm certainly no moral compass myself. However, when Schadenfreude, the German, I wish Dorothy was here, because my German's terrible, but taking some mispleasure in the misfortune of others, it reiterates, if something bad happens to Chantal, which I don't want to see, but will, it reiterates to me that making certain kinds of choices can create certain kinds of unexpected consequences. You know, you think you're going to meet someone new. Next thing you know, you're locked in a room in the middle of Kuwait with no, and we're go. And to sit on that and insist, that's right. It is right. I am doing the right thing. You are not seeing what you're seeing. You are misunderstanding everything. I know you might not understand because you haven't been to Kuwait, which is why individuals like Milk Tea are important to have in the discussion, because they bring with it some lived experience that could say, yes, that's true. No, that's not true. Something to wake her up, Link, I think would be interesting. I don't want her to die. I've been in and around mental health stuff everywhere. Chantal is highly manipulative. Gaslights, does all that kind of stuff. But I've seen people similar to her get better. And by get better, I mean the self-centeredness, it doesn't stop entirely, but it tones down. And interest in the feelings of others kind of comes up a little bit. But that doesn't seem to be showing with her. She'd be happier if she cared less about the bullshit. All her last resolutions in the last couple community posts were promising to herself and us not to listen to what other people, not to watch and not hear and see what other people are saying about her, to preserve her peace of mind. That's legitimate. That's perfectly fine to do. And then you won't be upset. And Zoe, I think she was prescribed medication, but you know, no, she'll say it's her religion. She's quite antisocial. Yeah, she is kind of, everyone's disposable to her. And it sounds like dramatic things, but when you have examples like death penalty. Yeah, she's not in, I think she thinks that like if things go south, she's just gonna catch an Uber to the Canadian embassy and they'll fly her back first class. Like, or she'll claim she was there against her will. She would throw him right under the bus. She would throw Salo right under the bus if she had to, if it meant her getting out of trouble to have the consequences fall on him. She's she's unwell. She's obnoxious. She's hard to want to like because she makes decisions that are selfish and hurt people. But under there's still some stuff that could be resolved, I think. And I think if she was happier and less bothered with other people, her content would change, her diet would change, not on purpose. She doesn't have to stage another glow up. Those things would just naturally change because your priorities change. You're less hung up on what other people think. You're less hung up. I mean, I'm saying this from the comfort of under 7,000 subscribers. She's under a microscope with a lot more. But she posts. She doesn't get caught. She posts objectionable content and then closes the place where you can comment, the comment section. So people go elsewhere. They go to Reddit. They go, wherever else. So I don't know. She's only alive because she hasn't hit 40. Things start to go quick. The older we get, especially if you've been fat most of your life. Stuff breaks down quicker. Your hips go, your knees go, and then you become less mobile, and then you become immobile outside of maybe a wheelchair, and then you have to get off. We're watching Life by Jen. We're watching a set of circumstances that you want to say, this is avoidable. Look after yourself. I don't give a fuck if you live or die, but shouldn't you? I would want better for you than you're settling for. But that would involve a large change of everything on her part, a whole new way of thinking, an entirely different way of looking at things, and she's just not interested in that yet. I don't think she talks to the Beezers off social media. She probably has a couple, but she's had the wool pulled over her eyes before with mods and stuff like that. She just wants someone to say, like, narcissists love yes men. My non-professional opinion, but her narcissistic kind of behavior. They can't believe anyone would tell them no because they surround themselves with people that always tell them yes. And so they feel indignant and almost bratty in trying to get their way. There's a lot of figures in popular culture and politics where that's kind of description's been thrown out too. Yeah, Blink. I don't think she cares. I was mad. I was having a hard time. My mental health wasn't good at the moment. My mental health could be bad at any moment. And there's a lot more shit I could excuse away and get out of life free by just saying, too crazy to handle it. But that's nothing to, be proud of. Don't you want to work on yourself? Don't you want better? I mean, she doesn't have to think about a lineage of hers because unless she adopts, she's not going to extend a family there. So, she's all she has to worry about. There's no kids running around. It's too hot anyway. So he's just going to feed her chicken sandwiches from Burger King for the rest of the year. Yeah, Blink, that's from Seafood Bobble. That's what I'm thinking. She doesn't. The whole point is that she won't care. She'll do it very easily, very, very matter-of-factly. So, Nick, how are you, dear? Nashi's Haunter, probably. I would think so. Remember Natter tried to make her a homemade Nashi and she was trying to insist it was good and then took a couple bites on camera and was like, in her defense, most of Natter's food looks gross. I wouldn't put her out for that. But she used to like his, what was it, palak paneer, his baba ganoush, all that kind of stuff that he would make. Enough that she would drive over to Dee Dee's and eat the leftovers. Wow. What pride. Real class act. Hi, can I come feast on your scraps? So, yeah, she didn't. But she was still trying to impress Natter at the time. So, kind of like Dee Dee picking apart the raw chicken. And she's like, I'm going to get sick if I eat this. So, she ate a lot of Dee Dee's. Well, remember, what was it? The last time I think I remember, they were having guests over, the two of them, Dee Dee and Natter. And the guests never came. So, like we say, she felt repressed and abused when she's done using Islam as a diversion. I very much agree with that. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to have to be the fault of Islam because she'll say it restricted her choices. I was just doing it for him. He made me give my cats away. Yeah, modesty. Like those kind of things, especially by choice, if a person chooses a more cloistered or more private life, than is required even by law. You know, that's one thing if you hold yourself to some sort of spiritual standard. But even people that don't fuck it up as bad as Chantal does on right and wrong. All she needs to find is one or two people that agree with her and she feels like she's right. I guess that's nice to be so easily reassured. First live stream back in Cornwall will be interesting. Hey Brandy, how are you? You have a white screen? Is it me? We're wrapping up shortly. I just want to make sure we're all good in the hood here. So, but I don't have much else. Hard to hide who you are when you're live streaming exactly on Big B. It's difficult. Defend it. I don't show my personal life all out here. Yeah, you show everybody. And then when you delete it, you act like that information was like ill-gotten, like it was taken out of context. You want to tell the people who haven't seen it was out of context to continue to proceed with this poor, misunderstood, trying to find myself horse shit that no one's buying, and now no one's paying either. So I guess we'll wrap that up there. We're almost at the hour. We're doing okay in the hotel. Thank you for asking. We're good. Mark's out now finding dessert because he just can't help it. He needs it all the time. Heard anything about your check yet? No, LA. Nothing yet. We gave the address to send it, and we're going to give it a couple days and then pursue it again. So we'll see how it goes. We have, yeah, oh, I know. Yeah, her personal life right now sucks. It's more interesting to watch. And that ASMR, who's flattering themselves? So, well, folks, thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for being here. This was a good live for me. I hope you guys enjoyed being here as well. Sorry for the footage that might have come in and out. We're doing better. By this time next week, we should be in a home, not a hotel. So thank you all for the company along the way, and thank you for watching tonight. Please do subscribe, hit the bell. You'll get alerts when we have other lives and new videos. You can follow us on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Email address, contact info, all that's below. Thank you, and we'll catch up with y'all soon. So y'all look after yourselves. You hear? And we'll see you tomorrow. Happy Easter if you observe. If not, have a great Sunday. Bye.